Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Aditi and I'm so excited to be a part of Lindy's creative team. I am looking forward to inspiring you all with my creations across mixed media projects and using Lindy's products in a variety of ways. Today for my video tutorial, I decided to create a few tags. So I have already die cut these and I want to create layered tags. So I want to use two sizes of a tag and create a single tag. And I will create a pair of these. To die cut these, I have used the Syberia signature die set. So that's done. Now, before I actually dive into creating a background, I'm going to work on my focal elements. So I will set these aside and come back to them later. Now here is a color palette that I've chosen, and when I begin a project, I like to swatch the colors to see if they are what I want or what I have in mind for my project. And I have an Instagram reel just showing you swatching of these colors. So I have all of them swatched, and that just gives me an idea of how they look with each other when placed together. So that's the palette I'm working with. All the colors are going to be listed in the description box as well. Now for the focal, I want to create these gorgeous peonies, and I am going to actually be using the layered stencils that come with this stamp and my magicals to color them. So that definitely is going to be exciting and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So to begin with, the first step is that I want to stamp this, and I will do this on some watercolor cardstock because I'm working with the lindys, and I will use the Wowzer white embossing powder and heat set these. So I'm going to just do this twice so I have multiple flowers that I can layer later on. So now I'm just going to use my embossing ink and stamp this on the paper 2 times. And like I said, I have the Wowzer's white and I will heat set that. It is really hard to tell in this light, especially this being white on white. But later, once we begin adding color, this is going to make a huge difference. For the first set of flowers, I wanted to create more of a white looking peony with just tinges of yellow. And so I'm using Milky Way white, yellow tang yellow and mango mania for the 3 layers. And it's really easy. The stencils come with the layering guide. So we have 3 stencils for the flowers, 3 stencils for the leaves, and I'm going to first work with the flowers of the first one. So I have layered my stencil 1 just along the outline of the flowers, and I am going to use the Milky Way white and add that first white layer down there. So here I have a little palette and I'm just going to mix this with water on my palette. And to add the color, I'm going to use a sponge dauber and just dab that color in there. It's important that the first layer completely dries before I add the next layer, but there's just nice white shimmer there if that's visible on the camera. So while that's drying, I'm just going to rotate because on the other side I have another set of flowers. I'll realign the stencil to match the flowers here, and for that set, because I want to make it pinks, I am going to use Plumeria pink for my first layer. So I'll just mix that onto my palette and repeat the same process. So that's the first pink layer, very light, and so I added more water and less pigment to get that light tone that I need for the first layer. Now onto the second layer. So for the first flower with the Milky Way white base, I'm going to go in with yellow tang yellow, and I have not cleaned my palette, so I'm going to mix the yellow right into that Milky Way white. Now for this step, since my sponge is already a little yellow, I have layered the third stencil right over. Since it's tiny portions, it really doesn't take too long to dry. And to the existing yellow, I'm just going to add a tad bit of Mango Mania and create like a deeper yellow orange. And that is a look at those flowers complete. You can see it's subtle, it's delicate, but it's just another way of using your lindys, especially people who think they cannot color. Using your layered stencils with lindys is another fabulous technique. So I'm going to complete the same thing with Berliner Filling Fuchsia and Peony Scarlet Red for my pink flowers. For the leaves, I'm going to use Merry-Go-Round Green, Edelweiss Moss Green and Mountain Meadow Green. And I'm just going to speed up the video now so you can just enjoy all that coloring. So that's a look at all the elements colored, and I'm just going to use the coordinating die cut all of these and be back. Here is a closer look at those die cut colored elements. I really love how they turned out. Now on to the background. So what I did was I used the two smaller tags that I had and ran them with the cover die. So that's just given me a nice pierce print, and I want to keep it a little simple with that white there. And I'll set these aside because I don't want to use them right now. What I have here is some 3D gel, and I am going to be mixing magicals, and I am using the confetti stencil. Although this is a layered stencil, I'm just using one particular stencil, and I am going to add the gel on the background of these two tags through the stencil. So I'm going to use the burl liner filling fuchsia and mix that. And the mango mania on the remaining one. So that's a look at just that subtle texture and color we got with that technique. And now to complete the composition, I'll first lightly distress the edges of both the tags, and for that I'm going to use Tattered Rose. And now I'm just going to layer them, use glue and foam dimension, and create a nice floral composition. Now with that composition complete and my floral cluster all glued down in place, I am going to go back with the yellow tang yellow, and this time I'm going to use bougainvillea fuchsia and just add a little watercoloring to give it a nice depth. And just with that little shading, I have managed to create depth and contrast on this tag. So now all I need to do is string it, add a nice sentiment or a motivational quote, and sequence to complete it. And that's it. That completes these tags. So I used pearls instead of the sequence, added the string, and a sentiment. I also added golden splatter to complete them. So that's a look at the dimension, the shine. These are really feminine, elegant, kind of shabby chic style tags, and I love how that pop of Mango Mania really adds to the background. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial today, and until the next time, take care and bye-bye.